Welcome to my new series called Lessons from Books. I've read so many books and so many self-help books and just books in general, and I have dog-eared so many pages because I've just loved the message that was in them. And then I suddenly had this idea reading one of them last night, and I was like, this is too good to not share with people. And not everyone wants to buy the books just to find that one lesson that maybe would resonate with them. So I thought, let me start a series on this. So welcome to Lessons from Books. Today I am going to talk about a lesson that I learned in Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I have quite a few from her. There are just so many. But one that resonated with me and gave me this idea is something that she was talking about with parenting. So this is more for the parents, but also you will take a lesson out of this even if you don't have kids, because I think it's a lesson for all of us about using our imagination, putting ourselves into other people's shoes, and just maybe taking yourself into a different space. You know, like we don't use our imaginations as much. Everything is like at the touch of a button, and it's just so easy to consume content and not have to think about things anymore. So this is a lesson not just about putting yourself into other people's shoes, but being able to see yourself in their shoes from a imagination point of view, but also just putting yourself out there and maybe your own circumstances and using your imagination to be able to think about yourself and being kinder to yourself, because you're so hard on yourself. We are our own biggest critics. So maybe this is a lesson in not being so hard on yourself and imagining why you are a certain way or why you're doing a certain thing. So this is a great lesson for all of us. So basically what happened is there's a little boy in her daughter's class and his name is Tommy, and he never brings his homework. So they never get to have their like pizza party or anything, or they never get like their charts, like they never get their like well done chart, you know, they get all the stickers to say that they have actually like done all the tasks, because he's the only one who doesn't bring all his homework. So she's getting really irritated because she always does her homework. So this is what happened. She said she remembered the power of imagination, and then she used that to explain it to her daughter. So she said, this is frustrating. And the daughter said, I know, babe, why do you imagine Tommy might not do his homework? Because he is irresponsible. Okay, do you think that you're responsible? Yes, I am. I always do my homework and I never fall asleep in class. I would never do that. Okay, how did you learn to always get your homework done? You taught me to do it right after school and you remind me every day. Okay, do you imagine that Tommy has parents at home who can sit down with him and make sure his homework is done like yours do? He must not. Also, baby, why do you imagine Tommy is so tired during the day? He must stay up too late. How late do you imagine you'd stay up at night if you didn't have us at home making you go to bed? I'd stay up all night. What do you imagine might happen to you during the day? I'd probably fall asleep a lot. Yeah, maybe you and Tommy aren't all that different after all. You're responsible, Emma, but you're also really lucky. So she still gets annoyed at Tommy, but now she has her imagination to keep her soft and open. And this is also what resonated the most with me. She knows how to imagine her way into his shoes. I'm not sure it matters if what she imagines is true. I just know that the softening matters. She's learning how to use her imagination to bridge the gap between her experience and the experience of another. And this skill will serve her relationships, and the world. I think a kid who practices imagining why a classmate keeps forgetting his homework might become an adult who can imagine why a father might risk everything to cross a desert with nothing but his child on his back. So the softening really also was just such a beautiful description of how, you know, especially with kids and even us growing up, like how we didn't see things from other people's points of view and perspective, and it can like harden you into situations. Whereas the softening, which I think the softening also represents empathy towards other people, and I think that's such a beautiful message for the ones growing up. And what she was talking about at the end about the father risking everything to cross a desert, she is talking about when they were trying to cross over from Mexico to America, and all the families were getting broken apart. And she said even a 4-month-old baby was taken away from the father when he tried to take her into America. So it's just talking about that and how like you're trying to do everything you can for a better life for your child. So someone who softens and who can have empathy for other people can then understand why someone like that would do that. So I think it's such a beautiful message, and I don't know if it would resonate with you. Let me know if it does, if it's a message for you. Maybe you've been struggling with something or someone, and this is just like an aha moment that you needed to imagine what is going on in their life, instead of us be so quick to judge and to almost make up a story in our head about why someone has done something or why it is the way it is. So maybe this is just our reminder that we need to imagine and use our imagination to see why they could be the way that they are and what they do. In my boundaries workshop, I talk about separating the person from the action. So it's not actually about the person, it's not who they are, it's what they did. So also things like that, using your imagination to imagine why they did what they did and why they felt the need to do what they did or do, is important to learn for boundaries as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I have got literally, I've got like 20 pages bookmarked just in this book, and I've got so many others to share with you, and I'm so excited for this. And I think it's nice little bite-sized chunks as well. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week.